Alright, hey guys, Flame here, and today we're going to be doing the weapon tier list video for Battle Royale. Hope you guys do enjoy, and this is just how I think the rankings of the weapons are in GPO Battle Royale right now. Let's get straight into it. The way my tier list is set up is we've got special use, D, C, B, A, and S. So we're going to go to special use first and then work our way up through the different tiers. Okay, so first off we have special use. In special use I have bells and flowers, mostly because they're pretty much D tier. Like, they're not good because their M1 range is bad, they don't do any damage, they're just not that good, but they each have specific uses that make them in their own tier because they're still viable for specific strategies, but they're in the long run they're just pretty useless. Like, for example, flowers right now is meta-ish because if you have in your squad somebody with flowers and then somebody else with Gomu, and then if you both have Gomu, even that's a viable strategy right now, as people are trying to catch each other with flowers and then Gomu barrage them to death. I'm sure you've seen the strategy, it's pretty viable. And why bells can be useful is the kilo strategy. If you're in duos or even solos, but it's much more useful in team game modes, you just go up in the air and heal each other with bells. It's especially useful final circle. Like, it's just useful to have bells in that strategy. So yeah, these two are pretty terrible, but they're really useful in the certain strategies. Okay, next up we have D tier. Not much to say here. All the katanas fit into this tier. If you don't have the fighting style, it's useless. Basically, just fist combat is better. We got Cupid Wand because Cupid Wand is one of the most useless weapons in the game. Its guard break is so slow. It's like, it's just bad, bro. Like, nobody uses this because it's just not good. And then we've got Festival Shield. It's got bad M1 range, and its moves are really, I mean, they're not terrible, but like the weapon itself is just so bad that it doesn't matter. Next up we got C tier. C tier is really just weapons that can be used, but you're gonna want to switch off of them as soon as possible. Basically, like Inferno Rocket Blade is the bottom of C tier because it's just bad. Like, you gotta do so much to make it decent, and it's just not good. You would have to have extremely good build with lots of combo extenders to even make it a little bit viable, but even then it's not going to be doing enough damage. Its move takes way too much setup. Its E move is terrible. It's just not good. Hollow Fang has pretty good moves, but they take a lot of skill, especially the shadow one takes a lot of skill to make useful, and it's got no M1 range and it does no damage. Pole Golden Staff, or Pole, whatever you want to call it, is just bad. Ever since Mink got nerfed, it was only good with Mink Stun. Its E move doesn't even combo extend off the wall without Mink Stun, so it's pretty useless and you're going to want to switch off of it. You can still make it work though. Festival Lancer is next because it does have a combo extender, but I still put it in C tier because its M1s are atrocious. They're so inconsistent. People will PB and block in the middle of your M1 combos a lot if you just use this thing. It doesn't feel good to use. Like, nobody likes using this. Next we have Demon Jester Scythe, which actually used to be a really popular and strong weapon, but the E is just pretty mid, and then the guard break's okay, but it doesn't do enough damage. You'll be on cooldown. There's a lot of weapons that do more damage and it have way more consistent combo extenders. It's just a pretty mid weapon, all things considered. Then we have Crab Cutlass. Oh man, has this weapon fallen from grace. If it did more damage, it would be a lot higher on this list because it has a combo extending guard break. It's not even a bad weapon, it just does 0 damage, so like, you can have a good build and it's still only going to be slapping for 30. Like, it's not good just because of its damage. It hits like, it literally hits like a pillow. But it's still the top of C tier. It's still decent. It just does no damage, bro. Okay, next up we have B tier, and at the bottom of B tier we have the Cupid Battle Axe. This weapon's actually pretty good. It's got a decent guard break, AoE, does decent damage, and it has a combo extender. The only thing that makes this weapon low on this is because using its combo extender correctly is actually really difficult, and a lot of players are not going to be able to do it. So it really doesn't have a combo extender unless you're against the wall, because how you combo extend with it is you have to sprint during your last M1 so you can catch up to their body and then press R at the right time. It's really not that practical for most players, And there's just a lot of weapons that are better, that are easier to get, so like, why would you use this? Next up we have Basento. Basento only has one move worth using. The guard breaking Gatling is terrible. You just get comboed out of it unless you guard break and then instantly stop it. So that move's never going to get touched. But the other move is pretty easy to land, does like 100 or so damage. Pretty decent. But what really puts Basento above Cupid Battle Axe is it does a lot of M1 damage as well as having decent M1 speed. It's not super slow like some of these other great sword type weapons. And it has tons of range. It's just got some of the best feeling M1s in the game, and that can really carry you if you have Basento. Next up we've got Golden Hook. This weapon doesn't have good range, and that's the only reason why it's this low on the list, because it actually does an absurd amount of damage. If you activate Poison, each M1 is going to say it's hitting for like 27 or 30 something, but really if you add the Poison, it's hitting for like 50 plus damage per M1. And then if you land the grab does so much damage and combo extends off a wall. The only thing hurting it really is the range, and then you're kind of crutching the R for damage, and the R's got a pretty long cooldown, but yeah. Next up we got Moria Scissors. Moria Scissor M1s are just weird. It's not a bad weapon. Its moves are just pretty mid though, don't do that much damage, but it's still good. Decent speed, decent range, decent moves. It's just decent, so that's why it's in the middle of B tier. Next up we have Gravity Blade. Gravity Blade actually does a decent amount of damage. I think it might have one of the fastest swing speeds in the game. Most definitely does. And its moves do a lot of damage, both of them. It's just weird because its moves don't really combo well if you're in solos. The R kind of combos off 5 M1s, but what makes it good is the E now has some of the most hyper armor in the game, so you can just hold it down even if you're getting hit. So people usually run into it on accident, and then you can combo extend off of it. And if you're in any team game mode, third partying your teammates' fights with this weapon's moves just adds so much damage, and it's just a really fun weapon to use, and it just feels fluid when you're using it. So yeah, that's why it's up here. Elo Hammer is the top of B tier, and I really hate this weapon. I wouldn't even want to use it, but I respect that it does a lot of damage with that grab move, so I'm putting it at the top of B tier just because its moves just do a ton of damage. But it's definitely not an A or S tier just because of the nerf. It doesn't do nearly as much damage as it used to, but it's still respectable, I guess. Okay, A tier, we only have 3 weapons. We got Trident, just reliable, good swing speed, good damage, good moves. Really all there is to it. Then we got Shisui next. Same thing, basically. It just got a little bit better moves than Trident, in my opinion. Then we got Candy Cane. Candy Cane has some of the best M1s in the entire game. Really easy to land M1s and win M1 trades with Candy Cane. It's got healing, which is important in BR, and it's got a good guard break, so yeah, top of A tier. Almost S tier on Candy Cane. It just doesn't do enough damage to put in S tier. Alright, now we have S tier. And S tier, bottom of it is Kirabachi. Really, you could order S tier anyway. It's just a personal preference, but Kirabachi is the bottom of S tier. It definitely has one of the highest damaging combo extenders in the whole game with the spin move, but it is slow and it takes a lot of stamina. That's mostly why it's at the bottom. Then we have World Ender, 2 combo extenders, the suck movement. Need I say more? The only thing bad about World Ender is how slow the M1, like the M1s are just crazy slow. How slow the M1s are is the only thing wrong with it. Like sometimes people block in the middle of your combos, but that's really the only bad thing. I hate using it because of that, but it's still a really strong weapon. We also got Kraken Greatsword in S tier. It's got 2 combo extenders. Making the Ia combo extender true without a wall is pretty hard, but it's doable. And yeah, nah, it's just really strong. It's usually doing over 50 M1 damage with a decent build, bro. It's just, it does a lot of damage. Pipe, I know no one's surprised to see Pipe here. 1000+ damage combos off of a wall, and it's really easy to use, lots of range. Quick combos, bro. It's just, I don't need to explain Pipe. It's just busted. Got Knight's Gauntlets. Knight Gauntlets has some of the fastest M1s in the game, and its combos do a crap ton of damage. And like, they're quick though. So like in Final Circle, if you just need to damage people quick, don't have time for long combo strings, you literally just up till E down slam, bro. This is like, what, 400+ damage right there, something like that, because you're doing like 50+ damage in M1 usually with it. it just is really quick combos that do a lot of damage. And its R move is great mobility and does a lot of damage and combo starts. Then we got Soul Cane. Soul Cane is just the most reliable weapon in this game, basically. Some of the best M1s in the whole game. Best counter in the whole game, and its R move has a low cooldown, does a lot of damage, always is gonna land, is impossible to perfect block. Just a really good weapon, and it doesn't take barely any stamina. And then the best weapon in the game, in my opinion, is the Firework Lancer. Firework Lancer knocks people into the zone like crazy, sets up wall combos easily, has crazy combos, just up tilt E, or use 5 M1s and then the R. It's just so crazy, and you can do crazy stuff like launch people up into the air with E and then snipe them with Marrow moves, or snipe them with Marrow moves, or pull them with Zushi or Yami. You can do a lot of things with the Firework Lancer, and it's just an insane weapon, and its M1s feel crazy. But yeah, that's my tier list for GPO BR. Hope you guys did enjoy, and if you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. And you just need to spam.
Should I ult now?
Yeah, jump up and ult. I'm just getting people even weaker for you. Don't shoot at the Bowery. He's covered. I'm getting a grip. No, I'm not. Oh, that's one dead. I'm getting a grip. No, I'm not. Help, 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 help. Anything. Okay. I'm getting edge guarded. That did so much damage.
The Goro's over here, 1 HP.
Okay, this guy's dead.
Killed.
On me, he's the last person. Help, 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 help. He's dead. I'm gripping the Tori. Why? Bro, we're like that.